So a long time ago, I made a video on how to double gun, and let's be honest, that video was absolute garbage. So today, I'm going to be making a new video on how to double gun in Sea of Thieves. I'm going to be going over everything from aim mechanics, all the way to quick switching, all the way to what weapons you should use for double gunning, and also what weapon skins you should use. I'm going to try and make this as short as possible, trying to go through all the information as quick as possible. If you guys want it to be a little bit more slower, the old one is there, but it's not going to be as good as this one. So not further ado, let's get into the video. So in Sea of Thieves, there's 3 different sets you can do for double gunning right now. There is Pistol Blunder, there is Sniper Blunder, and then there is Pistol Sniper. Pistol Sniper being the hardest, and Blunder Pistol being the easiest. Now, the set that I recommend starting off with is actually Sniper Blunder, considering that you will have to learn how to quickscope at some point. If you just can't handle using the sniper, then just stay with Pistol Blunder, but you will be made fun of in the community, just so you're aware. So I don't really recommend that set. I actually recommend Sniper Blunder. It takes a little bit more skill, considering you have to learn how to quickscope, which we'll be going over a little bit later. Pretty much, Pistol has the worst hit detection right now in the game, besides the Blunder. The Blunder is absolute dog crap right now also. But pretty much, I recommend Sniper Blunder for this current moment. So now that you picked out your double gunning set, now we're going to go over the button combos. Button combos are something that you're going to need to use to defend against sword swimmers, or really just anything in Sea of Thieves. So firstly, we're going to go over how to quickscope quicker. Yes, believe it or not, there is a quicker way to quickscope. Now, the first thing you want to do is iron sight again, but hold iron sight down so you don't stop scoping in, you scope in, and then you shoot. Now, pretty much for this button combo, it would be M2, M2, and then M1. Or, for all you guys that don't know what M1 and M2 is, it would be right click, hold, left click. And for controller, it would be LT, LT hold, RT. Or left trigger, hold, right trigger. Quick switch is the next button combo that I recommend mastering. ADSing is very useful, but quick switch is going to be the main one that you're going to be using throughout double gunning. Now, all you need to do to quick switch is simply just switch your weapon, sprint forward, iron sight, shoot. And for the button combo on keyboard and mouse, it would be scroll wheel to switch your weapon, W, shift, M2, M1. M2 being right click and M1 being left click. For controller, it will be Y to switch, RS forward to move forward, which is the right stick, RS in, which is to sprint, which is right stick, LT, left trigger, to go down iron sight, right trigger, or RT, for shooting. So after a little bit, you will eventually add in the first button combo we went over, which is ADSing, which is doing M2, M2, or right click to zoom in twice. And when you do your quick switch, it would be, of course, middle mouse button, W, shift, M2, M2 plus 1, which will allow you to quick scope quickly and also switch really quickly. It will look really fast, and some people will even call you a hacker for doing this. And the same thing could be done on controller. Of course, it's going to be like the last one. It's going to be Y, right stick forward, right stick in, which will allow you to sprint. Left trigger, right trigger, and you will quickly switch and you'll quickly shoot really quick. Now, those are all the button combos, and it will take quite a bit of time to get used to them. I know when I was a newbie, it took me a little bit of time to get used to all the button combos and everything like that. But now we're going to be going over sensitivity, which is going to be one of the most important parts in this tutorial. Now, a surprising number of people actually have a really high sense, and that's actually not good at all. If you want more accuracy, you need to have a lower sense. That's pretty much the main key for this, is if you want more precise accuracy, you need to have a lower sensitivity. If it's a game where you just don't really need to care about being accurate, then you can raise the sense. Hence, if you're using the sword, you want to have a higher sensitivity, because being accurate with the sword doesn't matter, and you kind of need to flick really quickly with the sword. Not super quickly, but you do need to be able to do a 180, not taking several mouse swipes. Now, to find your perfect sense, first we're going to be going over keyboard and mouse, and then next we're going to be going over controller. So first, with keyboard and mouse, there is 2 things that you'll need to get. For one, there is going to be AimLab, which is free on Steam. I recommend getting that. And then there is this nice website, and hopefully I'll have both of these stuff linked in the comment section down below in the pinned comments. If I don't, please comment it down below, and I'll get back to you guys with the links. Now, after getting aim lab and having your sensitivity converter, I recommend scrolling down this website, and then you will find your first value and your second value. In your first value, you want to have Sea of Thieves, and you want to import your sensitivity. The rest of the settings doesn't matter. For DPI, you don't need to put anything there. You could just put 1, it's going to be exactly the same. It is mainly for if you're wanting to convert one DPI to another DPI. So some games you might not have a complete accurate sensitivity, so some people might have their DPI raised slightly. Now, we'll be going over DPI a little bit later, but on the second value, find AimLab, and once you find AimLab, you scroll down a little bit, and it will show you your sensitivity from Sea of Thieves to AimLab. Copy and paste your AimLab sensitivity, and then go into AimLab, paste it in there, and then aim train a little bit. And if you feel like you're over flicking, turn down your sensitivity in that website, and then copy and paste the sense from the website into AimLab. Keep doing that until you find your perfect sense. And vice versa, if your sense is too low, then turn it up a little bit, and eventually you'll be able to find your perfect sensitivity. Okay, so let's say sensitivity 2.0 is too sensitive, and let's say sensitivity 1.9 is not sensitive enough. Well, this is where DPI comes in. Now, certain mouses, you do have the option to switch your DPI on. If you are one of those people which actually kept your mouse packaging, or if you read the instructions to your mouse, you would learn that there is actually drivers for certain mouses, and with these drivers you can switch the DPI, and DPI stands for dots per inch. So let's say you have a DPI of 1000. Let's say you decrease that thing to 500. It'll take twice as much mouse room to move your mouse on how you normally would. There isn't really a good way to explain it unless you actually have experimented with DPI, and I'm pretty sure most people out there right now knows about DPI and everything like that. But pretty much, if you have a sensitivity that's too low, but you just don't want to turn it by 1 because it will be too high, you can change your DPI and it will become a little bit better. That's what I had to do. I found 1.1 was too sensitive and 1.0 was not sensitive enough, and I just had to increase my DPI a little bit on sensitivity 1.0, and now my aim is a lot better. Now, with controller sensitivity, I can't really say too much on it, but based on the experience that I've had with controller, you want a low sensitivity, but the controller look dead zone and response curve, you want that up a little bit higher. You want to be able to where you can just flick your joystick slightly or slightly move your joystick where you can aim really accurate with the joystick, but when you need to turn around really quickly, you can turn around decently quickly with the controller. That's what you want. So you don't want to make your movement really slow for turning around, but you want to have fairly accurate movements when you're aiming with a joystick. Now I'm going to be teaching you guys how to strafe. Strafing in Sea of Thieves isn't that hard to do once you learn how to, but honestly it took me a little bit to learn how to strafe. I actually had to be told what to do some zigzag strafes. But pretty much for strafing, it's going to be easier on keyboard and mouse than controller. However, on controller you can still strafe. So with strafing, you want to continuously sprint. You don't want to stop sprinting. You want to continuously sprint, but you don't want to break your strafe when moving left and right. Now, all you need to do for strafing in a zigzag form is simply, if you're moving right, you want to press W and you want to look right. And then when you want to move left, you need to press A and then look left. You don't want to look right and then press A to go left, because that'll just break your sprint and then you can't strafe as easily. But yeah, pretty much it's the same thing on controller also. Look right, move right, look left, move left. And if you're wanting to do a quick 180 strafe where you're strafing around, you're doing your zigzag, but you want to do 180 and quickly switch to your gun, pretty much what you need to do is simply look left and then move your mouse, not super quick like a humongous flick, but move it in a continuous speed where it doesn't break your sprint. It does take a little bit of practice. I'm not really explaining it in a good way. You kind of have to experiment in the game yourself to get a feeling of this. but pretty much you're trying to not break your sprints, and the reason for that is so it's a little bit harder for people to track you. It is a lot easier to track somebody with a slower movement of speed than it is to track somebody with a quick movement of speed. Now we're going to be going over weapon skins, and believe it or not, weapon skins do have certain advantages and disadvantages. And first we're going to be going over the sniper, and then we're going to go over the pistol, and then we're going to be going over the blunderbuss. Now with the sniper, there's going to be some skins which you should stay away from. There is skins that are really big, which will block part of your point of view, and it's just going to be a little bit annoying. It's going to be a little bit harder to see people, and honestly, just having a little bit of a slimmer sniper will be a little bit easier to see in the water or just seeing people in general. Secondly, there's certain weapon skins with the sniper where you will have a tinted scope. Now, some snipers will give you a slight advantage with the tinted scope. However, it isn't enough to the point which Rare should nerf it. Of course, like, it's nothing like that. It doesn't give you a humongous advantage in the water or anything like that. And then there's some tinted scopes which you should just stay away from. Now, of course, with certain snipers where it does have a tinted scope, you are, of course, sacrificing POV space. So just keep that in mind. Now, the Dark Adventure sniper is the only exception that I would have with the bulky snipers, and you'll see that I've edited a dot on the screen when editing this video, and you'll see that the dot is really close to that spike right there on the Dark Adventure sniper. And honestly, sometimes I rock the Dark Adventure sniper because of that little spike there, because I can tell like somewhat where in that vicinity there will be a dot for when I'm going down iron sight to quickly quickscope somebody. So that's the only exception that I have for that sniper rifle, because it's really nice for just quickscoping. Now the pistol. The pistol has some skins that are really good and then some skins that are really bad. The same with the sniper. Stay away from bulky skins, but there's some skins that you should get, like the mercenary pistol. The Kraken pistol is also really good. I find that the Ghost pistol is also decent. Another one that I recommend is the Sea Dog ones, not the Triumphant or the Glorious, but the reference Sea Dog one. Those ones are really good. Pretty much those are the pistols that I recommend. Stay away from the Parrot ones. Stay away from some of these flashy ones that are just really big and don't have a really good iron sight to aim with. Stay with ones that have a pointed top, which has a really good iron sight. Now, the blunderbuss, pretty much the same thing with the sniper. Thick boy skins, bad. Thin boy skins, good. The best skins for the blunderbuss right now is the Wailing Barnacle or the default one, believe it or not. And that's pretty much all the tips and tricks that I have. There is some stuff that I could have mentioned, such as when you should step back to heal, some juking places and that stuff. But pretty much that's stuff that you'll learn when just playing the game. There's some stuff that I just don't really need to explain in tutorial, or just stuff that would just be better off you guys just learning for yourselves. But yeah, there's some stuff you'll learn when just double gunning, and yeah, comment down below, all you pro double gunners, did I miss anything? And yeah, hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a button down below. It really helps out the channel out quite a lot. So please click that bell and that subscribe button. It helps out the channel out too, and it also will notify you whenever I upload a video with combat tips and that stuff. And comment down below, what's your favorite double gunning set? I'm kind of curious. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please share this video around with your friends and that stuff, and I'll see you dudes in the next video.
Happy guy, oh just a happy guy, oh just a look at that, a happy, oh the happy dog, oh just a happy, look at my happy guy, oh just a happy guy, oh just a look at that, a happy, oh the